This year, we developed a new training event.
That's a great example of how it betrays the trust.
Well, okay, hotshot.
Everything was fine until you crossed that line, Drew.
I think there was a time and a place for the shark attack.
What's your sole purpose in this army?
To do whatever you tell me, drill sergeant.
You know why your weapon's not shooting? Why would it not be shooting, Private? Maybe because you have run out of ammo. How did this happen, Sergeant? You shot it all, Private.
This is day one for new Army infantry soldiers.
Everybody's seen some pretty fine cringe out of the U.S. military, but is the elimination of the shark attack and this new team building exercise on day one, is it making things better? And I want to thank this video's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends, the greatest mobile game of all time, with over 600 champions who came from unique factions, each with their own history and telleria. Be sure to use my link below to download Raid to your mobile phone or PC. Now, I've been playing Raid Shadow Legends for a little less than 6 months, you gotta go easy on me. But even as a new guy, save my shards to show you some of the epic champions you can have. Join me in the portal as we summon some of the most epic champions like Alika, who can revive dead champions and strike every enemy all in one turn. The Pitiless One, who can give extra attacks with every critical hit. Or the Miscreated Monster, whose attacks like lightning storm stuns enemies and shields your champions while in battle. The better the shard, the better the champion. And for those champions that just don't cut the mustard, you can sacrifice them to build up some of your more prestigious champions. The Hydra is the ultimate beast, a super-powered clan boss that is like mini bosses rolled up into one, with each having its own unique mechanics. It can scare your champions, rot them from the inside, cloak itself in a cloud of poison, and a ton more crazy things. If you can cut off its head, it exposes the neck in its open season. And you can click my link in the description or scan my QR code here on the screen, and you will get a free epic champion Aina, 200k in silver, 1 energy refill, 1 XP boost, and an ancient shard. The treasure awaits you here, but only for 30 more days of new players. This is the best time to get started with Raid on clicking by the link below. And now back to the video.
Formation! I should be the only one talking!
Their 22-week training begins with an event known as the first 100 yards.
Come on!
Let me start off by saying what the Marine Corps and the Army are doing by increasing the length of infantry training. Nothing but good things can come from that. I'm a big believer, if you got a pot of money, I'd rather see them put the money into more training versus the new high-tech, sexy optic.
Where different platoons compete in events that test them mentally and physically.
The entire intent behind it is that they understand that the Army is all about teamwork, winning matters, and it sets that tone for the rest of their 22-week cycle here at Fort Benning.
First off, the mask and the goggles, I don't know how these guys see shit. Having a bunch of guys fresh out of receiving, getting them to do a task without it being a total cluster doesn't feel like this would be better than the shark attack. You're going to end up doing events like this all the time in boot camp, but day one, this just seems like herding cats, and I'm not sure we're accomplishing a whole lot. Compared to the shark attack, where there's an intent to break the person down, to get them to shut up and listen, stand at attention, follow a basic direction.
You better get down! Get down! Get down! You gotta go back! Push it! Do it! Come on! You are the
Platoon receives a reward, and the losers face consequences.
We need the pallet! We need the pallet!
It may seem intense, but it's markedly different.
Doesn't seem very intense, it seems very disorganized. How about some movie military trivia to describe it? You guys look like an unorganized, grabastic piece of, well, I'll let you fill in the blank.
You are nothing but unorganized, grabastic pieces of amphibian shit.
From what day one used to look like.
Why are you switching back? Shut up! Shut the hell!
That's a big one.
Why are you switching back?
In February of 2020, Insider got a look at what used to happen on day one.
Call me crazy, but I thought the military used to have height-weight standards. Sending a fella like this to boot camp, even on a waiver, it's not going to do a whole lot except have the guy recycled into another platoon because he can't do 4 pull-ups.
Get your bags up!
An event known as the Shark Attack.
You're a tough guy. Do something. Do something.
Is that angry cops?
That's what I thought.
an unofficial tradition born in the Vietnam era when soldiers were drafted to serve in the Army.
It was a very different Army. You had guys coming from prison, and the drill sergeants needed to assert that dominance.
Now here's my take on it. I think the kids now need this more. You've got more kids raised by screens. High schools have become more touchy-feely. For any of you guys my age, you remember the old days in high school, you got in a fight with your buddy. You had two options. One was suspension. The other one was just take some licks, paddle on the rear end, move on. So I'm going to disagree with the fine young drill sergeant. I think the kids need it more than ever.
Why are you moving?
What we know now is that there's no reason to, put somebody through that.
Shut your mouth!
That's why we went away from the shark attack.
The Army officially replaced the shark attack.
I'm going to call complete bullshit. I don't think that fine drill sergeant would say that amongst his friends. And I understand why. When the leadership tells you, hey, you're getting interviewed, implicit in that statement is, yes, I'm going to follow the company line, bro.
The fall of 2020.
Let's go! Get off! Let's go!
Insider returned to Fort Benning to see the first 100 yards in action.
As far as it being easier, that's not the case.
Straight to the front!
The physical stress is still there. The mental stress is still there.
We're not moving at the position of attention!
And
Now, I'm not going to be one of those old guys. It was harder back in my day. The old Corps, that type of guy. But trying to put a somewhat organized event before you've broken these guys down, got them out of the civilian mode, got them out of the habit of talking to adults like their buddy.
Sir! I got lost on the way to college, sir!
The shark attack seemed like the most effective tool. And keep watching, you'll see how unorganized this event is. And what is it really accomplishing? I just don't see it.
Divided into 4 platoons, the all-male Delta Company of the 1st Battalion, 50th Infantry Regiment forms up to begin the event.
Upon the completion of your training, you'll be inducted into the Brotherhood of the Infantry. Your mission, complete 4 collective tasks as quickly, accurately, and violently as possible.
Completing the mission by closing with and destroying the enemy during the last 100 yards yields victory.
In combat, there's no prize for second place. So today, only winning will be rewarded.
Let's go, man! Let's go!
We followed 2nd Platoon, signified by red jerseys.
Go! Let's go, boys! Go! Let's go!
After a short...
It's always a good laugh when you see new recruits trying to do anything in formation. It always reminded me of a turtle that's upside down. Their arms are waddling around. They can't figure out what to do. And in my experience, I did not know what to do. You think you do until you get there, and all of a sudden, your memory is lost.
Run. The platoon encounters a mass of supplies arranged in a very specific way.
You three, look! We can look at how this is set up! Do you remember? You guys have 10 more seconds. Pay attention!
These recruits should just say, I'm not going to remember, Drill Sergeant. I'll try my damnedest, but I'm probably going to fail at this one.
None of you dumbasses knows.
To how this is set up. It's going to pay dividends later, men.
With about 30 seconds to memorize the configuration of supplies, they'll be expected to recreate it later.
Everybody will carry something at least once, understood? Yes, let's go! Hey, let's go, man! Let's go! We gotta move! Hey, man! Let's rock!
The trainees have to move.
Now, for those of you who've been to Marine Corps boot camp, you do this kind of shit at BWT. You're toting around ammo, cans, stretchers, all sorts of garbage. So these kind of activities in boot camp are the norm, but day one, does it really make a difference? Is it helping the recruits? Or, hear me out, got an idea. Is it good laughter for the drill sergeants watching these idiots try to organize anything?
Supplies while avoiding obstacles on their path to the AO, or area of operations.
Hey, watch the law!
the scenario that we create for it is that you're conducting a resupply mission, but the goal is to get everybody to work together to accomplish that mission.
Hey, watch these trees!
Rearranging the supplies as they initially found them comes later, after a series of events that will give them plenty of time to forget.
Move it! 4 ranks! 4 ranks! How many of you guys actually read that study guide? Raise your hand.
The trainees are quizzed on facts included in a study guide issued to them upon arrival at Fort Benning.
Me and the commander will tally up total points.
Test and assess the mental capabilities of these individuals under stress now, and then, see how far they come 22 weeks from now.
I can tell you the answer to that question. The answer is rocks.
3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 1. Let me do it.
How could that be applicable in combat?
It can be as small as you have to be able to remember where the closest piece of cover behind you was.
Just put something on top of it so it stays. Let's go.
Once you're put in the stressful environment, now you have to remember something from before and you have to act.
Jump back.
I'm putting in the effort, you better too. Every platoon has deficiencies. However, the closest platoon to being correct was 2nd Platoon.
Now hear me out. I love the idea. Do I think it's effective day one? No. Do I think they should have gotten rid of the shark attack? No. But if you're going to get rid of the shark attack, this is probably better than having a PowerPoint about pronouns or equity in the Army. I got a question for you fine viewers. What would you like to see added to military boot camp? What would make the biggest difference in the experience to better prepare these young men? Could be as simple as bring back the shark attack, spending more time with the weapon systems, more time at the range, drilling with the weapons, becoming proficient. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.